There's been a lot of commotion before this vehicle even came out, so I'm super excited to introduce you to the 2024 Mazda CX-90. Now, this is the third from the bottom trim level, which is the Preferred Plus with the less powerful turbo engine. So I'm pretty sure you've seen some of the reviews of the Turbo S, Premium Plus, top of the line models. Well, this is more of an average Joe type of car. And today I'm going to see if it could be the best midsize SUV on the market right now. And thanks to Mazda Fort Myers, Florida, I'm able to take you on the complete tour of this vehicle, and we're going to do just that. If this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt and I do car reviews. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. Well, the CX-90 is brand new for 2024 model year, but is it going to replace the CX-9? Well, I have no idea. I couldn't really find a definitive answer either from Mazda or from the dealership for that matter, but most likely it will, because it can be strange for the two models to compete against each other in the same model segment. Now, this is of course a different vehicle, and let's take a look at the design of it. First of all, I do love the way that the design, the front end, it's nice, flat hood right here, and I do absolutely love this crystal sol red color, a lot of pop on it that shines in the light. It's beautiful. Now it does have this brand new grille, big Mazda logo. This is all piano black, surrounded by this chrome trim piece, brand new lights, really nice bright LED lights, functional air curtains right here, and this matte black bottom portion of the bumper prevent from dings, dents, and scratches, that type of stuff at the bottom. Now, of course, the biggest difference is underneath the hood, so let's open it up and find out. Well, the CX-9 is powered by this brand new 3.3-liter inline-6 turbocharged engine. They're available in two different versions of it. This is the less powerful one, 280 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque. There's also the more powerful one on the Turbo S models, and at 340 horsepower, 366 foot-pounds of torque. Now check this out. This is pretty cool. We don't see that very often. Well, the engine cover actually opens up, and you can actually take this strap and keep it out of the way for, you know, if you want to work on the car and thing like this. Rest of the setup pretty nice. I do like the hood struts, sound insulation. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it is a rear biased all-wheel drive system. On the side, it definitely has this more sporty and athletic stance of this vehicle. It kind of looks more BMW-ish. I do like this flat front hood, long hood, and in the back, it kind of sits down lower, most planted on the road. Now, this is the third trim from the bottom. So what do we have here? As far as the wheel and tire setup, 19-inch comes standard on it. I do like this polished aluminum trim. If the size of the tires on this particular one, 265 by 55 on 19-inch rim. It does have the black surroundings of the wheel wells, as well as it does have this trim that's at the bottom that's also in the matte black. Window surroundings and the pillars are also blacked out. Now, the only thing that's not blacked out is this low profile roof rail that's in this more of a satin chrome finish. Now, the mirrors are the same color as the rest of the vehicle. They do have the turn signal, blind spot assist, no camera on this model. You do have this matte black trim on the side. This is chrome on most of the higher models. It does have the inline-6 embossed in it, and Mazda has the smart entry system on the front door only. Now, it is a longer vehicle. It's longer than the Telluride and Palisade. It's almost as long as the new Honda Pilot. So one of the largest in its class as far as the length. We're going to see if it's going to translate into more room in the second and third row seat. And in the back, the first thing that pops really are the lights. They're nice, they're kind of narrow, very sporty, aggressive looking, all LEDs. I do like them. I wish they hid this wiper underneath the gate spoiler, make it a little bit bigger, but you do have the third brake light here, Mazda logo, CX-90 all-wheel drive, eSky Active G, and then you do have, of course, the rear view camera. Nothing too crazy at the bottom here. You do have reflector lights, no exposed exhausts, and let's check out if we have in the room inside. Take a look at the rear cargo area before we get there. Let's take a look at the gate. You do have the lock and close button right here. And inside of the cargo space, you do have your 12-volt power adapter. On the other side, you have some illumination. The seats, of course, 60-40 split. You can fold them down. As far as the roominess, as far as the width, it doesn't have as much room as you'll find on the Telluride, Palisade, maybe even the Pilot. But it is a little bit deeper than all of them. So that length definitely translates into that. But you can also extend the roominess, of course, by folding down the seats, the 60-40 split. And once you have that, this is how much room you have. In the third row seats, which I'm going to jump in pretty soon, you do have the cup holders and the USB-C outlets. And let's see what's underneath here. So open this up. You have some compartments right here, tools to remove the spare tire. And if you want a spare tire, it's actually right underneath here. And see? That's where your spare tire is. So this is the rear cargo area. If you're wondering about the roominess in this vehicle, there is plenty of it. I do have plenty of knee room, headroom, and shoulder room. I am 6 feet tall. This seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. The back seats, also the middle row seats, are adjustable, so you can move them front and back. You can also adjust the recline of it for your most comfortable position. One thing to mention as well is how wide these door opens, allowing you for this huge opening for easiness of access. Now let me jump in the third row seat, see if there's any room there. I'm in the third row seat, and I gotta tell you, it's quite a bit disappointing because there's really not much room in here. As you can see, I have my knees in between the seats because I can't fit them behind them unless I would move them, of course, limiting then the space for the middle row passengers. I was hoping for a little bit more room looking at the exterior dimensions, but this is good for kids, not so much for adults. Well, let's start this interior tour with the rear door panel right here. And I gotta tell you, I am so glad that Mazda is using those higher quality materials. This is all nice, soft plastic. This is plush right here. Even this is not the top of the line model, one of the base ones, honestly. Now you do have your regular door handle, you have the window controls, you have a speaker, you have a storage right at the bottom of the doors. You also have the sunshade, which is important. And then let's move inside and let's check this out. Now, this one has a leather package, so I do like it. I like the seats, although I gotta tell you, they are on a firmer side. They're pretty firm. They're not very plushy. They're still fairly comfortable. So, of course, this one has the 2 captain chairs in the middle and the 3 seating positions in the back. Cup holders, this is kind of a strange placement for the cup holders. I think that this might break sooner rather than later. And, here's the back seat. So not much room in the back seat, but you do have 3 seat belts, so it is rated for 3 passengers. So 7 passenger seating capacity. It does have a slight bump right here in the middle, but you do have your own climate controls, USB-C ports, and the rear vents. And both of the seats, driver and passenger, also have the seat back pockets. Now, this vehicle is equipped with a regular sunroof, and I kind of like the quality of the materials and the whole aesthetics of it. Well, before we get in, let's hear the sound of the closing door. Boom. Nice, solid, no complaints here. Front door panel, basically same as in the back. You do have some soft plastic materials, nice looking aluminum trim, lock on, lock window mirror controls, and you have a nicely padded armrest, more storage at the bottom of the doors. And then if you look inside, you have the power seats. The seats are a little bit more profiled than in the back. I find them still pretty stiff and pretty firm. Now, let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this new interior. Here it is, guys. This is the interior of this 2024 Mazda CX-90 Preferred Plus package. Quite frankly, I am impressed with the amount of features and the quality of the interior that you get with the Mazda. It's not the top of the line package. You do have all of the soft plastic materials right on top. It feels nice, good to the touch. You do have the hazard lights, 10.25-inch screen. You even have the head-up display. And mind that this is the second or third from the bottom model, so that there's like 4 models above it, so this is kind of like the bottom of the line trim. Right now you do have a nice steering wheel. It's good to the touch. It's just the right size. It's got some leather wrapping, I believe, at least what it looks like. And like I said, it feels good to the touch. Bunch of buttons on both sides. So you do have your volume control, mute button, source button, and track info phone. On the right hand side you have the dynamic cruise control, as well as you have the regular cruise control settings. A few empty buttons, like you said, that there's a more advanced options on some of the other models. You have the Mazda logo, and right here, here's your instrument cluster. So it's kind of a combination of analog and digital. Digital, of course, being right in the middle there, and as you can see, it's red. That's because I have it in the sport mode. You also have 2 different drive modes that you can choose from. It's normal, and that's going to turn it into normal. And then you also have the off-road mode. It's going to give you more of the earthy tones that you are going off-road. I'm going to leave it in sport for 2 reasons. I like the display, and I like the vehicle drives in the sport mode. So on the left-hand side, you have a tachometer. On the right-hand side, you have the temperature and fuel gauge. And then as far as the display, let's see what else do we have in here. So you can have your trip, lane keep assist, and then this is pretty much it. There's not much that you can customize in here, but you know, it's not bad. There's some customization. I do like how elegant this display looks. Now, moving on, here's your main infotainment system. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I'm kind of in between. 10.25-inch screen, not the biggest one. I do like where it sits, and you know, I don't like that it is not a touch screen. You can control it only basically either through voice or through this dial right over here that comes with 4 basically shortcut buttons. Here's your home button, media, navigation, and back button. That's to kind of get you to the different categories in here. You also have your power and volume button, as well as your favorite button. Electronic parking brake and auto hold. That's what you have right in this cluster. So let's take a look and let's see what we have here. Going up from the top, you have the information. So fuel efficiency monitor, vehicle status monitor. You can give you the next service and engine oil levels, maintenance details. Fuel efficiency monitor, that's basically your trip, right? Entertainment, it's going to tell you what you have. FM, AM, Pandora, Bluetooth. Android Auto, see it's connected to my phone. I'll show you that in the next screen. So there you go. Here's your Android Auto. And you know, I want to put my finger in it and start touching it, but you know, it's not touchable. So if I wanted to go to the main screen for Android Auto, here it is. I gotta give it to him. The screen is nice, it's bright, it's visible, you know, as far as the sharpness and the colors of it, it's good. It's not the biggest one, but it's not the smallest one. It's bigger than Honda, right? Honda's got the 9-inch screen, but then you got the Tellurides with the 12-inch screen. You get the new Highlanders with the 14, I believe, that the biggest one that there is. So I mean, that's definitely a little behind. So let's go back to the main Mazda screen and let's see what else we have. So navigation, it's available. It's not standard on the vehicle. You can see the compass right here. You also see at the bottom here the latitude, longitude, and altitude. That's all you need, right? And if you buy the SD card, you know, you can enjoy Mazda navigation. So different settings in vehicle displays. You know, you can check it out and make a little adjustments here. So active driving display, center display, instrument cluster display. Let's see what it displays over here. Fuel efficiency and range, restore factory settings. Let's go back in here and let's go to the sound settings, safety settings. By the way, this actually does have a pretty nice audio system. It's not branded, so I'm not sure who makes it, but it actually sounds pretty good. Vehicle settings, connectivity settings, system settings. You know, let's go to vehicle settings just to see what there are. Pedal shift logic. This is interesting because momentary shift control, permanent shift control. If you leave it in the momentary, like the minute you stop using the pedal shifters, it goes back to the drive, which would be my preferred one. And the permanent, it's going to stay in the manual. So I'm just going to leave it there. Exterior lighting, interior lighting, rain sensing wipers, turn signals, rear window defogger, occupant comfort, rear seat alert, fuel door lock delay. So you do have a lot of different options right here. And then since we're are on the screen, and we're pretty much done with it. Let's take a look at this rear view camera and let's see what it looks like. So here it is. So the rear view camera takes up about half of the screen only. It is a nice quality camera. There's really no adjustments on it. I mean, just you do have the active, or not even active, trajectory lines. I'm not sure if you have activated, but right now they're not turning with the steering wheel. So this is your rear view camera. Put it back in park. That's your infotainment system. Scrolling down, you have the start stop button for the engine. Then you have another screen for your climate control. You have the 3-zone climate control, 2 zones in the front and 1 zone in the back with the temperature settings. Heated seats on this trim level. And then you have the fan adjustments. You can turn it off for the rear, turn it off for the front, all stuff like this. Now you do have the wireless charging, so my phone's sitting right here. 12-volt power adapter, cup holders. This is where you change your drive modes, the MI drive modes, my drive, right? And then you have the shifter. Now the shifter is kind of strange, a little bit different if you're not too used to it. You move it to the side, and that puts you in reverse, and then to the back, that puts you in drive, right? So a little different, but you know, it's easy to get used to. And then you have the hill descent assist. I also do like this trim. I've seen it on the doors as well, kind of like a 3-dimensional looking trim. And then you also have a little bit more storage in the console, 2 USB Type-C ports. This is fairly shallow, but you know, it serves the purpose, right? Scrolling up on top, nothing too crazy about the mirror. You do have the sunglasses holder, light control, sunroof controls, sunroof manual sunshade, and it's the regular sunroof. And you do have the illuminated visor mirrors, both driver and passenger side. This is it. Take it for a spin. We're going to take it on the road in just a bit. I just want to go through some of the features, some of the specs that Mazda has on their website, because there's tons of different options that are available. So tons of different trim levels too. So Mazda CX-90 for 2024 starts with 3.3 Turbo Select. That's the base trim level, starting at $39,595. Then you go to Turbo Preferred, they're $43,445. Then you have the Turbo Preferred Plus, and that's the one that I'm sitting in today at $45,900. Turbo Premium $48,900. Turbo Premium Plus $52,950. 3.3 Turbo S, that's where you start getting this more powerful inline 6 with 340 horsepower, starting at $51,750. Turbo S Premium at $56,450, and Turbo S Premium Plus at $59,950. So definitely on the higher end of the spectrum. So let's see how it drives, because a lot of people say that this shines on the roads. The first thing that I noticed getting into this vehicle is how tough the seats are. They're hard. They're not super plushy. I almost want to say they're like kind of borderline not comfortable, but you know, there's a lot of people that prefer that tougher seats, those harder seats, to the soft and plushy ones. So I guess it's an individual opinion of pretty much anyone that gets into the vehicle, but it does have nice visibility. There's no question about it. You can see through the mirrors if there's nobody sitting there. The third row seats headrests are folded in. The mirrors are on the smaller side, but that doesn't really bother me. They're still, you can still see what's going on. Let's take it on the road and see how it handles. Here's that inline 6. Here's some of that noise. Sounds pretty good. Smooth too. I like the shifting. Now we're in the sport mode, so let me see if I can push down on it and see how it picks up. Oh yeah, I do like it on the road. I do like how it drives. I'm still not sure about the seats. This would be my complaint about this vehicle. Now I'm gonna try to stop and do like the 0 to 60 acceleration. Now keep in mind that we are on the less powerful inline 6 out of the two, not the Turbo S, but the regular turbo, 280 horsepower. Now they say that this is with the premium gasoline, you get the top horsepower. I seriously doubt that they would put the premium gasoline in this car at the dealership, so I'm not sure what's in there, but I would almost bet that it is the regular gasoline. So we'll see how powerful it is. And this is really a more comparable vehicle to like the Pilot or the Highlander or the Telluride. They're about 280, 290 as far as the horsepower on those. So the 340 would definitely blow it out of the water, but it's also $60,000, also $10,000 more than the most expensive Pilot or the Telluride or the Palisade. So I mean, is it worth it? I mean, just for the engine? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely up to the person that's buying it. Some people love it, some people be like, okay, well, I don't care. But I do like how it handles on the corners. Let's see if I can switch it to, yeah, there you go. So I can flip it to the manual mode, and then if I stop using it, it's gonna revert back to the regular drive. Maybe a good test of acceleration right now. We're in the red light, sport mode, go. And there you go. 60. It's nice. And this is not the most powerful engine that it has, so I can only imagine that extra 60 horsepower, what it does as far as the pretty much the same weight of the vehicle and the same, of course, body and everything. So definitely can't wait to check that one out. But this was very nice. The sound of it when it gets up to certain RPMs, that's really nice. In this category, would I take this over a Pilot or a Telluride or the Palisade or even the Highlander? Now the Highlander is the only one of those that right now it's only available with the 4-cylinder engine only, so maybe we'll take that out of the equation. But compared to the 6s, and the question is, I don't know. I mean, there's certain features that I definitely like about the Mazda CX-90, and that's the quality of build, the materials that they use, the design of it. The overall look of this vehicle is really nice. Now, there's certain things that I like about the competition, and in most cases, it's more of the technology, especially in the Korean ones. It's the roominess, especially in the Pilot. So definitely it's something that is competitive in the segment. Is it like hands down the best? I don't think so, but it's good. It's really good. So if you're shopping for an SUV, you got to ask yourself, what do you want out of the SUV? If you want roominess, well, this is not the biggest one, but it might be big enough for you. If you're looking for the sportiness, this is definitely one of the top. And I can't wait to check out the one with the more powerful, the 340 horsepower engine, because that should be a beast. If this is fast, well, if you have a chance, definitely go to your local dealership, see if they have it. If you're anywhere in Fort Myers, Florida, check out the guys at Mazda of Fort Myers. This one is for sale in their inventory right now, and I'm going to post a link and the phone number in the description to make it easier for you to see if they have it. Contact them for pricing. I don't know what they're selling it for. This particular vehicle is about $47,000 MSRP. I'm going to post all of the equipment that is on this vehicle in the description of this video, so if you're interested, scroll down and read it, and maybe click the link, see if they still have it. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate every single of you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, here's your chance. Hit that little subscribe button. Hit it now, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.